Hello everybody, and welcome to GodBless versus Archon. This is the best of three in the losers bracket matchup between these two teams. I think everybody pretty surprised that Archon ended up there, but GodBless, they were one of the teams who played in, and I've already been really impressed by their performance. So once again, I'm Llama Down Under. I'm joined by a quick change. We managed to get KVO Dota in. So how you doing?
Doing well, just got out of class.
Yeah.
Slept through most of it, but
You're gonna be pretty fit at this point, right? Because I keep asking you to come to class and you have to run.
yeah, no, running back.
Yeah. So you KVO is KVO is one of the North American players who, so I think you know some of these players pretty well, maybe.
Yeah, I've seen these guys a lot.
So
most people know Archon a lot more than GodBless, but I Annihilate, Bill. Those are some old NA players right there.
yeah,
I think I Annihilate goes to a college in my state. I'm not sure.
You can check them out. I think they're kind of up and coming. I've seen them perform pretty well in quite a few qualifiers, getting to... Actually, I saw them get knocked out in the second to last round in a set of qualifiers twice. So that's
Team-wise, I think they're a little new, but like they've been playing like in-house leagues for like years and years.
Yeah.
All these guys.
So really excited to see this matchup. I think Archon very heavily favored, but I'm hoping GodBless with their funky picture brings us some good Dota as well.
What is their...
I don't know what that is.
Sombrero.
Yeah, so either way, we're getting into these picks and bans. We've also got on Archon, I don't know how many times we've seen this newest roster of Archon. I think it formed just a week ago where Monkeys Forever has replaced their mid. So I wonder if that'll change their playstyle, but either way, we got picks and bans. I think Doom Alk, we're used to seeing him picked up or banned out every match. And then the immediate Shadow Fiend pickup doesn't surprise anyone. How do you feel about Slaughter? He's been...
Yes, Moo loves Slaughter, so...
Just that's it? He loves Slaughter? We're done?
Yeah, he plays him a ton. He's this new offlaner of choice, I guess.
Yeah.
And I like him. Like, the phase, that's huge in lane. You can just run through, stay safe and stuff. But...
Yeah, I feel like Slithering Crush already has a huge AoE, and the phase now means you don't get blocked off by... You know how sometimes you get creep blocked a bit? Maybe.
Right.
You don't have to worry as much. So.
Right, and I think he plays him as a... like a Blink Dagger 4-staff.
Yeah.
Like Tranquil Boots, Blink Dagger 4-staff, just kind of initiate and almost like a... I want to say like a pseudo bounty hunter. You just like try and get everyone tracked and then like run around and then and the Broodmother's second pick. Wow.
Yeah, so I don't like this. I feel like when you pick up the Broodmother this early, you give your opponents too many opportunities to counterpick you.
Wait, that means that Slardar is not offline, right?
Yeah, he could still be the utility Slaughter. It also could be a Brood mid. We've seen her mid a few times recently.
A Brood mid. Does Monkeys play that?
I don't know.
Is that what he played?
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, I feel like I've seen that from him before. Or he did that in pubs.
Yeah,
This is the guy who was doing this in pubs, I'm pretty sure.
So it could be the Brood mid, but I still feel like you pick it here, they have opportunities to pick heroes that either get vision, like the Bounty Hunter. The Doxia handles him pretty well. What supports do you go in lane to deal? Let's say it is an offlane Brood. What supports do you go?
Like tanky, maybe,
10 seconds remaining.
I like Wyvern, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard because Brood usually like rolls over supports for the most part. But,
yeah, I feel like you need wave clear, but as you said, you also need to be tanky. So
like Tusk, Spearbreaker, maybe.
Yeah. Not looking good for their options. And yeah, getting rid of the Earthshaker. You don't want to run Lings into that Echo Slam. So
I think Ogre's not bad to go against Broodmother.
Just because he can stand up to the poke with so much armor?
Yeah, and Ignite kills like most of the Spiderlings once that's a higher level, but you just don't want to die. Like you can't pick like Skyrath or AA or something that are just gonna get nuked down, killed in 3 shots.
So either way, the support's gonna, on GodBless, gonna have a bit of an economy trouble, because you have to buy up so many sentries and dust against a Broodmother. Does it get easier if she's mid? I haven't seen the mid Broodmother more than a handful of times. There was, of course, the famous TI game, but I feel like if they're mid, the lane's shorter, so maybe you don't need as many sentries. That's the only advantage I can think of.
I think the only reason that they went mid was because they just didn't want to lane up against the Darkseer, because I'm pretty sure Moon was playing it, right? And then there's Complexity,
Yeah.
and they had a Darkseer on the other team, and then the Darkseer just followed them mid anyway, so...
Yeah,
I
C-Deck
don't-
also pulled it one game, and I think it was just a complete... It turned out Broodmother would have won that matchup in mid, just because of how the heroes were picked.
Right,
So.
yeah.
But either way, the Windrunner ban out, I'm not quite sure what that's about. I know she's
Radiant team
decent.
But Monkeys loves
Oh.
Windrunner,
Yeah.
but because they don't really know what's going on with the Broodmother Slardar, because they could go anywhere now right now with the lanes. So, but Fluff loves Crystal Maiden, gets one of his signature heroes. I'm not super fond of Crystal Maiden, but she's decent against Darkseer.
And it feels like she'll buff everybody up a little bit,
Yeah.
right? Brood,
Yeah.
Slaughter can certainly do with a bit more mana in lane to spam Slithering Crush. Of course, Sprint doesn't have mana cost anymore. It just
Yeah,
feels
no.
so good. I love that spell.
Yeah.
So, and if you can spit, I call the Spawn Spiderling spit because that's really
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
The
No,
more you
it's-
can do that, certainly decent harass. She's a bit squishy. Something about CM that I'm sure you know because you play a lot of support. Her freezing field, if you don't have ways to stop it, although they just picked up a Spirit Breaker on GodBless, so there goes the hopes. If you
Yeah.
can't stop the freezing field, it does huge amounts of AoE damage.
It's nuts, actually. I lost a bet with my friends after TI5 that I forget the exact terms, but I had to play 50 games of Crystal Maiden in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I got pretty comfortable with the hero, but I played her like super greedy and just sit in the jungle for like 5 minutes. So I wonder if Fluff, like you can either just babysit lane,
Yeah.
or you can farm really, really, really fast in the jungle, actually.
That's another
Um,
thing. You can get up that full stuff, maybe help you against Darkseer and Spirit Breaker some.
Yeah. And she like has really good sustain in the jungle too, and she just takes down all the big creeps.
Pretty
and
good.
they're dire actually, so it's not as quick as regular.
Pretty good all-around pickup just for a little bit of mana, but as you've already mentioned, she's very squishy. We got Spirit Breaker as well. What do you think? I feel like GodBless needing... I think this is going to be a support Spirit Breaker, just looking at their
Yeah.
lanes.
No, I like that pick though. It's pretty good against the Broodmother.
Yeah. Also synergizes with Darkseer. I forgot Surge and Greater Bash. You can buff up
Oh,
the Bash
yeah, that's
damage. So maybe that'll help them catch the Brood unawares. But doesn't it feel like you need maybe a good range support as well to back up whatever this hard carry for GodBless will be?
Radiant
Yeah,
team
that's
pick.
probably what they're going to be picking up next, unless they want to go something now with that. Because let's see, they have all of their cores on Archon, I'm assuming. Unless Slardar's a support, but I doubt that. But Fluff has picked some weird supports, so who knows?
Yeah. So, yeah, and I also saw yesterday there was a very successful game I got to cast by High Council of Wizards and Priests where they picked 4 melee heroes and rolled their opponents. They just
Really?
threw their bodies at it. They also got a level 1 Roche, but the game was even 7 minutes after the level 1 Roche, and then they just threw bodies. They had an Ursa. So, don't think that's
gotcha.
GodBless's plan. And this Ember Spirit, he'll lose his lane versus Shadow Fiend. I also don't know if he's safe lane farming. Archon's lane's very mysterious.
Yeah, they are very weird.
Yeah, I think with the Ember, it's more likely he's mid Slaughter as safe lane farmer, but still not sure. But Ember mid, he usually loses that lane. He's going to get good experience, I feel, against Shadow Fiend. I don't think if he's caught out of position, he should get killed because of Flame Guard. So you just kind of sit there and leech, I guess.
Yeah, if he doesn't get picked off by the Spirit Breaker, by like a Spirit Breaker charge or something, he should be fine to recover once he gets travels or something.
Yeah.
If he goes travels. So they do go Skywrath against Broodmother. I don't really like that, but it's pretty good against Ember, so.
Yeah, Brood can run all over this guy. I think he starts with negative armor. If I
Does.
recall correctly. Like he starts with negative 0.5.
Oh, Skywrath? Yeah.
So he's not gonna do... He's gonna have a lot of trouble against the baby spiders, but depending on how they lane it, they could certainly, if they can get nice sentries down, I think the Arcane Bolt is good to zone a Broodmother.
Yeah, and actually does a ton of damage to Slaughter once he's sprinting.
Yeah.
Because he takes extra damage.
Yep. So gonna also. I don't think they have a good setup for this, but if you do get a really good vacuum combo, they're not going to stay there. Never mind. I don't think you can do much with the Mystic Flare here. You may be able to purge off the Flame God, it seems, and that's about it.
Yeah, they don't have a ton of setup for the Mystic Flare right now.
Yeah.
You might have to like pre-cast it onto the Nether Strike or whoever Spirit Breaker's ulting.
And it just feels like if you vacuum and then cast it, you're just
Yeah,
sharing
no,
it.
it's useless. Yeah, no, it wouldn't do it.
So, not sure what is the best strategy here. But
The GodBless are probably going to ban another support
Reserve time.
right here. Maybe like,
yeah, that'll
that's a good ban.
actually interesting. I feel like
Omni.
Oh.
And they picked that right away, so they pretty much
Radiant
had that
team pick.
yeah.
ready to go.
I like this. I feel like you can Omni Knight Heal Bomb on top of a Slaughter, but something I'm a bit surprised by the AA ban out. I would be more worried about one of those healing heroes. I mean, yeah, you want a mech on your docks here. Is the AA really going to do so much damage to the team they have picked for GodBless since they don't have any healers?
Honestly, this is a wonky draft. But I'm interested to see if this is going to work out.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
But, I like it, but it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of greedy.
From Archon?
Yeah.
They
I usually like Omni Knight in like the offlane role. I feel like support is
10
kinda
seconds
lame.
remaining.
I think
but
that while he needs while he would like to get quite a bit of farm, he can certainly do a lot with the repel, with the purification
Yeah.
being pure damage.
Axe.
Okay, wasn't
Wow.
expecting that. We'll talk about him in a second.
Yeah.
But I think they're really gonna have to sack the slot. Actually, no, Slaughter's their safe lane carry. I don't know if there's enough farm for both
no,
Ember
doesn't Jaya go safer?
I thought so. I'm not sure how Slaughter will mid. We'll
Yeah,
see.
this is because he can't go anywhere now. They have basically Shadow Fiend does fine against Brood. I'm talking about Brood.
Yeah.
Like Brood can't go anywhere. He's got 3 lanes that are basically covered in the Brood spectrum of countering. So Brood Mother's gonna have a rough time.
Yeah.
Monkey,
Sure.
so it's mid, I guess.
Yep, mid brood. Well, we called that. We did, in fact,
Yeah.
call it. So, we're the best. No, I still don't know how this is going to work out. It feels like Shadow Fiend has a better time mid than a lot of other heroes against a brood because he can raise down those broodlings, but I don't know. I mean, she can move them away the moment they spawn. So,
Yeah.
not sure. Looking at these two teams, do you have a preference just based on draft?
Yeah, Radiant.
Just straight up you.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard for Archon to get ahead in this, I feel like, because they have such a solid way to deal with like everything that they are trying to do. I don't know, maybe they're just being
My only concern
negative.
is the carry axe. I've seen this a few times. I've seen it work. I've seen it fail. I feel like you have to be very careful how you build him to make sure that you're still doing a lot of work around the map, getting the blink, but also getting tanky enough that you can withstand. So.
And they have a combo though. The Dark Seer Blink Call on Axe is gonna
Yeah.
be nuts. But like
Yeah.
position 1 Axe seems kind of risky, but with this, like it's not like Archon has some crazy hard carry too. On the other hand,
Yep.
like Ember is comparatively like harder than Axe, but I don't know. I feel
He
like
takes a while to come
it'll be okay.
online. It's definitely
Yeah.
possible with how fast Shadow Fiend can farm that they have an early draft. Either way, let's introduce the teams. I'm gonna do God Bless this game, and I'll catch Archon next. We've got 7-4-7. Oh, sorry, 4-7-0. Wrong team. There goes my brain. Up on the docks here, we've got Skywrath being played by Hikagaya. We've got Axe played by Bill. I Annihilate on that Shadow Fiend, and finally Spirit Breaker is going to be played by Eagle. I'm tossing it over to you for Archon.
We have Jo on his Ember Spirit. Whitebeard is actually playing the Crystal Maiden, not Fluff. And then Fluff will be playing the Omni Knight. Monkeys Forever on his Broodmother mid. And then Moo on his signature Slaughter.
Yeah, so really interesting. There's been a change to the cost of TPs, and we can already see it's causing people to place early wards
Yeah, I
where they
really
maybe
like that.
didn't. Yeah, and he's actually got, I don't know if you saw this, I'm pretty sure it was Fluff who placed the early ward. He has another TP already.
He has another, yeah, it's just for the TP repel or purification with Omni. Kind of like an Abaddon. Usually that's the first item they go for, or Dazzlers on the TP grade. And Reborn is already just giving me the
Oh,
worst
already
stuff.
giving you
Like,
trouble?
yeah, it's rough, yeah.
Yeah, so-
Half my screen is green.
Well, it's okay, you're here for analysis. You don't need to 100% see.
Fluff is
Oh.
getting really low. Oh, damn. He's dead.
Yeah, I think actually 470. I missed that bottom kill because I'm focusing on the top and the dogs here, but
Yeah.
looks like Fluff did go down first. Did you catch how that happened?
He was just like tanking the
Creep wave? Or...
no, because Darkseer didn't go. Darkseer went Ion Shell first, and then he didn't miss a kill. They were all top, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I just then yeah, okay. So I just maybe didn't notice it because I was
Threadbreaker
looking
charged
at.
in, and got the kill on the Omni Knight, and then yeah, he just I don't know. He thought he would come back a lot more with the kill, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
and they did get the first blood, so
I think it's worth it in that case, even though it was support maybe
Yeah.
for your core. I still think First Blood Gold and also the Spirit Breaker can certainly use some farm.
yeah, that's
So,
true.
anything they can do to shut down Ember. He doesn't have a great time against the Ion Shell, and because he's in a dual lane, although Omni looks to be hiding away, he might not get the levels he needs. So, bit concerned. Let's talk about Shadow Fiend mid versus Broodmother. I don't know if you know anything more about this match than me. Hint, I know nothing. I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, this is not a matchup I am quite
Versed in.
experienced with, but I feel like Shadow Fiend should be totally fine,
Yeah.
unless he just misplays or
Oh,
something.
wait a second. Fluff is getting a lot of bashes on him from Eagle with the Ion Shell. Wow, Eagle got lucky there. He also has an Orb of Venom, so making it hard for these supports who just smoked up. Looking for a kill. They should be able to kill Shadow Fiend if they can get the Frostbite off on him.
I feel like that was a weird risky smoke. They knew Spirit Breaker was right there.
Yeah, they also split. I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw this, but I thought they would
Yeah,
surely
no, I
gank
see.
Shadow Fiend, but
I don't know what going on, because Omni's not going to do anything against Darkseer.
yeah.
And CM's bottom.
It's
This is-
also really strange for her to go bottom just because, yeah, they're going for the Skywrath, this guy with very little armor. Let's see if they can get something. Is the Cole going to be there from Bill? Oh, he isn't. He cancels it. Very well played. So, looking like Skywrath might go down, though. They need a Cole. They need a Cole of Dreams, like right about here, but the freeze, the
Yeah.
frostbite. So, taking advantage of Skywrath's tiny
Oh,
monopool.
and then SF did go down mid. They just dove him with the Invis heal from Monitor.
That's a nice play. How do you feel about... Normally, when I see folks smoke, I think it's better to bring more people than your opponents have in lane, but they just really bullied the Skywrath, took advantage of how little health he has.
Yeah, that's not something we see a lot, like the support splitting up after the smoke, but it worked out fine. So, props to them for that. The nerf to Axe a couple patches ago came in play there with the cooldown AoE decreased.
Yeah.
Fearbreaker might have some issues top. He's about half health right now.
Yeah,
But
he
charges
is
out.
charging out. That's also something that, while you can definitely get the Searing Chains off early levels, the cooldown on Searing Chains is really long.
Yeah.
So, once he sees them go down, I think he should feel pretty safe. But, I also, okay, so I think the Axe pickup was because Slaughter, of course, has that amp damage, and Axe can buff up his armor a lot with Berserker's Call, but I don't know if that's going to be enough against this Slaughter. And
I think
Spirit.
Axe is just like solid against. No, sorry.
Yeah, we have a concussive shot coming out. I don't think they can catch him with that sprint. That's actually a bit ridiculous. He,
Yeah, it's pretty
even
quick.
with the slow, two slows, because they also had the battle hunger, they couldn't get anywhere close to him.
Yeah, as soon as he gets the safe bits, he's gonna have a lot of sustain in this lane. But anyway, Axe should go pretty crazy. Actually, I think once he gets his Blink Dagger, at least that's probably the plan. Because there's 3 melee cores, and he goes through Omni Knight stuff as well. So
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to set up onto Whitebeard, although they've got her a bit
He's good.
pincered.
He's-
Yeah, a
he's
concussive
got it.
shot comes out. There's going to be raises to the face as well. Let's see if they can get it. Oh, he freezes, but of course you can still use raise through the frostbite. And this game, pretty even between the two teams. I guess I'm kind of surprised. With a Broodmother mid, I didn't know what to expect. She feels like a hero who, yeah, we can see she's actually. Okay, this is painful. I didn't think of this. She can really hurt Shadow Fiend because she can
Yeah,
just do
that's
his
true.
jungle.
Well, unless Shadow Fiend takes all the spiderlings, then he'll like recover from that. But he's got to notice that too. I feel like if he goes to check his medium camp, he'll see that it's gone, and he might be able to just like walk over there and double raise it.
Yeah. Would be able to get a bunch of the lings. I think he might even be able to kill the spider rights with just one raise because they're so weak.
Yeah, the little ones should go down with level 4 raise. Oh, yeah, he might get a bunch here.
Yeah, let's see if he can
Should be
do it.
close.
Oh, wait, go. Oh,
Oh,
he's going to be
good job,
way off the
Marcus.
mark.
Paying attention there.
Yeah.
And greedy.
And Fluff and stuff just getting low in top lane and going to use a purification. Now, how do you play this roaming Omni? Oh, what do we... Oh, at bottom,
Oh,
I've got a charge.
Yeah.
I don't think... Oh, Bill actually taking a lot of damage. I don't know if they want to go back in on this. Here comes the charge. They actually stop it preemptively on Whitebeard. She's going to go down. They go for a chop and didn't quite get that off because she died to Spirit Breaker first. But now, move, backing up. And again, with that sprint, he is so fast.
I was laughing because Monkeys was like running in circles around SF with his spiderlings, and he was trying to get a raids off and like stop canceling it like 3 times and couldn't like find the right angle to get it, and it was wasting his time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crystal Maiden isn't gonna have much fun with this this Spear Breaker into the nukes from Skyrat. So I wonder if she's just gonna leave Mool alone and just go farm up in the jungle for a bit for
I had-
levels.
I had been a bit surprised they decided to go with CM in that in that off lane as opposed to
The Omni.
melee. Yeah, the Omni. And now they've got a call onto Moo, but not getting nearly enough spins. He uses a Slitherine Crush. He does have sprint up so he can get out if he wants, but he wants to set up a gank. There's the amp damage. Axe doesn't have backup. Bill may go down here. Slitherine Crush, we can see huge AoE. Bill trying to dodge it, isn't able to. The physical damage he's taking and the pure damage from Purification, but maybe they can kill off Moo. No,
Nice.
not with the repel. Although Creep's doing quite a bit of work on him. Can Skywrath get in range to use some more of that Arcane Bolt? Doesn't look like it, so... Well played, Escape. There's still a charge coming. Oh, it was just cancelled. We also... Okay, so we've had all this action. I'm actually going to switch over to Net Worth just because there are spider babies and stuff. But both the Ember and the Brood farming really well despite all of this. And the Ember hasn't had to be bothered by his lane at all. He is just sitting up there farming. I'm worried he's doing a bit too well for the state of the game.
Ooh, Monkeys might. Oh, he's got a big call on all those lings. But yeah, Monkeys is zoning. He's
Oh, Slaughter going back in on bottom. They charge through though before he can get up the Slitherine Crush. There is the wall as well. A really early wall. Gets two replicates. They're going to see what else they can do here. They've got Ion Shell up, but Spirit Breaker is already dead and they're out of range of the raises. GodBless should be able to get this tower, but I don't think it was worth losing your Spirit Breaker.
yeah, they've been getting pretty low. It's probably quite frustrating for the Radiant each time.
Yeah, I can imagine that it's something like they were so close and
Yeah,
they just need
that's
the
basically
items
it.
up. Like Axe needs a blink, Doxia probably
Axe
needs
needs
one
a
as well.
I wonder what SF's gonna build if I Annihilate does the mech or the Helm, Saint Yasha, Blink, maybe even a Yule's.
Yeah, they haven't revealed it yet. I think I'm a huge fan of the mech on the Doxia just because he can naturally make Guardian Greaves. We have a charge that's cancelled in mid, and now a bunch of TPs. They're gonna have the Purification and the Repel here, so I don't think Shadow Fiend can do anything. And I Annihilate's just gonna back all the way out. I would prefer to see the mech on the Doxia just because he can go Guardian Greaves, and then maybe Shadow Fiend can go straight Sergeant Yasha, tank up a little bit against this amp damage.
Yeah, I like that. And they need SF to probably play a little bit more as a core role than like instead of the mech, just the Helm SNY seems like the best build of this game.
Yeah, I would love to see that kind of I can go into the later game with the Helm because, as you pointed out, your right click, it really isn't there when you have something like a carry.
Jayo's getting
yeah,
charged.
charge on Jayo. I don't know if they can catch him. Does he have a remnant active? Yeah, he does. Even if they get quite a bit of stuff. And now here comes Whitebeard, maybe gonna turn around for the kill. Where are the searing chains? They're on cooldown for 5 more seconds. A nice vacuum. Whitebeard's gonna go down here. I think overstaying her welcome, trying to come in fancily from behind. Here comes the Slaughter, though. But now here's the Skyrat. There's a charge out. He's got the sprint up. He's also silenced up. Can they do anything more? The wall is dropped. They need to auto-attack him a little bit more, but he costs that sprint after the silence is down. And Annihilate. Oh, getting surged up. I don't think he can catch a sprinting Slaughter. Now the remnants are down for Jayo, though. There's another one coming out. One more auto-attack on him. They didn't go for it. Slaughter kills a Spirit Break, and now Annihilate's in a really bad position. He's probably just going to get Searing Chains, and he does. I think a mistake not going for the auto-attack there. That has to be really frustrating.
Yeah.
And Doxia actually might still get caught out. He's got the amp damage. This guy doesn't start with a lot of armor. Frostbite as well, he's dead.
Yeah. They lost a lot.
Radiant's middle tower.
That was looking really good with the double ion shell on the CM, just like killing her in like 2 seconds, but then they were too deep.
Yeah.
Oh, Monkey's actually getting charged. He doesn't know.
I think it was maybe a bit of a mistake to just not pick off the Ember. It really came back to bite them. Oh, yeah, Monkeys finally gets hit, but there's a lot of babies there. He gets dusted up,
Baby's
but no
dead.
follow-up. I don't know. Eagle, yeah, might go down. There's going to be a call on some of the Lings. Can Eagle get out of range of the rest? Needs some help. Actually, Slaughter thinking about coming in. No, Eagle just dies.
I feel like Bill should have been following the Spearbreaker with that charge because he had blink up, so Broodmother was basically dead right there.
Yeah, maybe just a bit of a miscommunication on whether they were going in or not between the two of them. So,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
yeah, just kind of not going so well for GodBless. There's a charge on Jo. What do you do here to get back into it?
Well, I thought that they would basically just have the better drafts.
Oh, there is the cold blink. There's a stun as well. Oh, they stacked a lot of these, though. The Ancient Seal, I think, is going to run out. He might be able to jump, but a freezing field coming out of Whitebeard, and they need to run. They did not pick the right location, that vacuum, and Whitebeard actually gets them really low. You were saying.
Yeah,
Radiant's bottom
this is
tower under attack.
a really good start for Archon. They did lose the Ember just now, but if they can keep this lead, they should be okay. But yeah, if they don't start picking off the Brood and with the charge blink from Axe, then they might be in a lot of trouble. Because Spearbreaker is not too far. Actually, he is. He's pretty far from his travels. But
You think-
they're good?
Oh,
What is
Ember,
it?
you mean, not Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, Ember. Yeah, sorry.
I was like, wait, you think support Spirit Breaker's going travels?
no.
What is this?
Because they've got a lot of places for the Ember to get at with the Lings and stuff. They could have a lot of presence.
I think there's also huge potential. We've already seen a couple of the heal bombs, the purification on the Invis Broodmother, but I think there's just huge potential for sneaky plays when you have so many units across the map. You know, if it does go super late and you need to backdoor, you got Brood babies. So, oh, you okay there? Sounded like you dropped something.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry, my remarks.
So, we've got Annihilate working on that farm. He's still behind the Broodmother. I'm really impressed she's staying so far ahead, but of course she can jungle more easily than a lot of heroes.
I feel like Brood is playing this really, really well. Like, they have Spearbreaker, Axe, Darkseer, and he's not died at all. 2-0, owning her lane, Midas, top of the net worth. This is really well from Monkey's Forever.
Do you think she's just being passive?
He's just playing super late, or super safe. Just like right on her tower, not doing anything, sending her Spiderlings into the jungle. Yeah. Pretty cheesy, but I like it.
Getting a lot of economy done. My problem is I wonder how well she will scale. We've seen this before. She's got a Midas, she's got treads. Are you thinking, I mean, if you've gone mid-Broodmother, the split pushing, we don't see it as much from that position, but a fighting Broodmother in this lineup? It's kind of interesting.
I don't even know what mid-Brood builds. Is it like Orchid, or...
Yeah, I've seen
I have
Orchids,
no
I've
clue.
seen Necrobooks, right? Necrobooks, everybody loves Necrobooks, so...
I don't like the Necrobook build. I feel like that's... it doesn't Mag do...
there's gonna be a charge onto
Radiance?
top onto Jo. I think this is a mistake from Eagle, actually taking huge amounts of damage from the purification. His backup's here now, but again, feeling like maybe GodBless has a bit of a miscommunication there on what they should be going.
I think Mag builds Radiance. He plays a ton of Broodmother, but...
Yeah, especially with the evasion that's been added, it can be really powerful. And while they have a lot of magic damage on GodBless, they actually don't, until the SF gets a bit bigger, have a lot of physical right-click. So if they can't hit her and she can get a BKB up.
And he's saving up for a lot of gold right now. So maybe he'll get Radiance.
Yeah.
He's had a good start too, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
They just
Radiant's middle
oh wow, they repelled the illusions.
Yep. It was a nice play. I don't think they got. It's not too bad for GodBless to waste those spells. Like they're all short cooldown, but it's still just a little bit irritating, and I think it plays a bit of a mind game with you.
That's good.
So Broodmother does take the mid tower. CM and her are hunting, just placing some deep wards. They'll trade it for top, but I think mid tower is so instrumental to a lot of parts of the map that it's really devastating to lose that.
Yeah, it's a much better trade for Archon. Brood has just taken over this jungle. Like SF has had no access to it at all.
Yeah, what's your response? And here comes the bots onto the Broodmother stuff. Is your response just to farm your opponent's jungle? Do you just try to de-ward up in there and catch up?
Well, I feel like they have the capabilities to like not let this happen. They have so many ways to deal with Brood with the axe, and he has his Blink Dagger. They're just not really committing to actually stopping it, you know?
Yeah. Now, we've got Slaughter has gone the forced off build first, and has that Orb of Venom. We talked about that before.
Yeah,
It's
I
really,
love this build.
yeah. It seems cheap mobility.
Yeah, it's basically you just want to initiate.
Yeah.
And forced off is actually great on Starter because his mana pool's atrocious.
Yeah, he's now
They need
trying to
to
go
tell
for the
themselves.
rune up top, but it's already been taken by Shadow Fiend. Of course, amp damage going out, and now just backing out.
Runs
It
up.
looks like we'll have a bit of a team fight. The charge is cancelled again. A lot of cancelled charges this game by Eagle. There's going to be a Sleight of Fist. Did he hit the Searing Chains? He did. Now a Frostbite onto Dogs here. Oh gosh, he actually didn't get stunned there. He uses the vacuum, but no wall comes out. Bill jumps in too late. He's going to finally get it off. A nice Mystic Flare coming out. Jo though gets the repel thrown at him, and now Bill looks like he's going to fall as well. Freezing Field doing a lot of damage to Eagle, and that should be it, but they might keep going. Oh gosh, Shadow Fiend doesn't have a way out. There's no tower here. It's Searing Chains. All gonna hit. Annihilate's going down.
That was a really cool buyback, like early game 60-minute buyback from move. Turns out pretty well with the SF build.
Yeah, I don't want to say GodBless is being a bit outclassed, but it does feel like their teamwork, their communication is a bit...
Black. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they're just not jumping on things maybe with the axe that we were used to seeing players go
They got
at.
a good, they got, was it Ember and Slardar in that call? That seemed like pretty good.
Yeah, but it
Monkey's
came
actually
so
went
late.
Desolator, so he's going ham in the fights right now.
Yeah, it felt like the call came too late to save the
Yeah.
box here, and him not getting his wall out, I think, very painful. On the upside, looking at items, we are going to be having, we've talked already about the Blink on Axe. The Yasha, at least, has come out for SF. He's going Manta.
Manta
I'm-
first. Maybe
Yeah.
he...
So,
you can dispel Slardars.
ult,
You can Manta out of chains. Manta out of Frostbite, I think. Maybe.
I think you can Manta out of Frostbite. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure on that one. Also, with amp damage, I'm pretty sure you're meant to be able to Manta out of amp damage. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's a visual bug, but I've definitely seen it hang on people. We'll see. It might have been a visual bug, or he may have cost it twice. So we'll actually get to test this game. Because it is a something you can normal dispel, which Manta gets rid of.
Right.
So, but I don't...
Yeah,
Manta
Manta
definitely
first
tanks...
is kinda weird.
Yeah, Manta definitely tanks you up, but as you said, first, kind of weird. They already have a gem on Eagle. I like this play. I think it's good for GodBless. They're going to have to play a little bit close together more safely, and I think if Axe can just jump in and get those calls, they'll be good.
I'm trying to think if... I guess BKB wouldn't be the item in this game because they have Slardar and Broodmother just doesn't care about that at all. So
Yeah, especially with that Deso, not going to pay off in the long
Right.
run. So maybe just tanking up, going a Scotty.
yeah, that might be what his plan is.
And you
Getting
can...
it home.
Somewhat, albeit Sleight of Fist doesn't care about this, you can kind of kite the Ember. You can definitely kite the Scotty, the Slaughter with a Scotty.
bottom tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
I think he's just going for the stats though.
Yeah.
I think that's basically
Radiant
it.
structures are fortified.
So, Slaughter probably working on that Blink. As a
We're
support,
about to get tier 2 bottom. Wow. And he didn't even get the new knife. That was just 3 spider things.
she's not even there. She was way back
Yeah.
on the other side of the lane. When you said Brood about to, I immediately go over to her, and I was expecting her to be on that tower, but no. Just way back in the lane. I don't want to say they're done for,
They
you
see
know.
Brood though. They might try and charge her. Nope, didn't get it off.
They're about 7.5 thousand both net worth and experience behind. I don't want to say it's over or anything. It feels like they need a really good team fight, or maybe two, where they team wipe their Archon to get back in this for GodBless.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, they're
is
playing
under
the.
attack.
This is how you should play Brood. You should leave her alone and just the rest of your team go and try and make fights across the map, and then let her
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
have a whole lane to herself and just take over. And eventually, all the towers will go down.
She has
She's
almost
cleared,
600
like, 3 towers or
DPM.
something. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's very good.
Pretty good is an understatement, I feel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. And he does this in pubs too. It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
It's doing very well. So, let's see. Oh, I don't know what you go next on Brood. We've already discussed a bunch of different options. I wouldn't be surprised if the Radiance comes out just to hurt people even more and get that miss chance. So, I'm
It'd be
curious.
pretty squishy, but it might be the build.
I mean, what else do you go? I guess you can go Manta. There's, again, not a whole bunch. You can Manta off the Ancient Seal, but as Broodmother, you're just there to right-click. I don't know how worried you are about being silenced up.
I think BKB would be alright
Yeah.
against. But they do have Omni-Knights, and he doesn't do that.
And that
Hard
bash
luck, it's
going
really
through
good.
Magic Immunity.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
he's...
might kill them.
Oh no, they
SF.
might, yeah, they might get the SF in return. Full stop forwards, they're going in on the SF. This is Slithering Crush and the Purification.
Dang.
Oh, he goes down again. SF, he's...
That was kind of frustrating for him probably, because he was going to run over there and try and help his friend, but then
Yeah.
was just left to the rest of the team. They might get a tier 2 mid off of that as well.
It feels
Or
a bit like
maybe
slow...
2 of them, Rubio stuff. But
Yeah, it feels a bit like slow suffocation. Is it time for a GodBless to go for those smoke ganks?
yeah, that's probably what they're thinking, but
Oh, there's
I
gonna
feel
be
like
another
that's what
full
they
stealth
should've done.
initiation. He actually does go on the Skywrath. Wasn't expecting that. Thought he was gonna go on Eagle, but doesn't matter. Just one spit and a Purification. And actually, they're pulled into the base. I don't know if this is even bad
Oh,
for them. Oh, a Call to stop the freezing field. There is the Repel thrown out, but that doesn't help against Cole. And already 2 dead. Also, Spirit Breaker
Oh.
trying to do some good Nether Strike action, but it's gonna
He
be
never
cancelled
got it up.
twice.
That
Yeah,
was
he-
like 3 times. That was, wow.
and the Searing Chains, he gets down to half health with that, plus the Frost Nova. Now the Frostbite. There's going to be a beautiful Cold coming out of Bill. Can he get enough spins? It doesn't look like it, and now Slaughter just going to go in on him as well. There's a wall. It's a beautiful wall, but it's too little too late. Vacuum not in the right place. Guardian Angel keeping them all healthy from auto attacks, and this, I think, is a Rax. There is a buyback from Bill. They're actually going to TP out on Archon. I think they could have stayed and pushed, but I think not wanting the rubber band at all to help out their opponents.
No, they're coming back.
Oh gosh, yeah, they're going back in. Move. Bill actually manages to catch him. So many baby spiders around. A Mystic Flare pops him. That was a beautiful play. They actually have to be careful about forcing this forward. Shadow Fiend does have up his Manta. He can start to go on Jo. Jo feeling very big, though. Actually, with the Searing Chains, does so much damage to Shadow Fiend, and he's still not at full souls.
I feel like they can just kill the whole Radiant team. And there's a DD bottom as well.
Yeah,
Brood has 6,000 gold at 22 minutes.
yeah, because what she needs is a DD and more for her 6,000
Yeah.
gold. Oh,
Did she buy a relic? So,
she hasn't bought a
Nope,
relic.
AC.
Oh, AC. Full AC?
yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
That's the thing. So, for these supports, I know they're super gold
Brood's
stalled.
getting charged right now.
I don't know
She
if he
could
wants to
just
go
be
in on
dead.
that. Yeah, you're just gonna end up dead. Does pop the dust, maybe a bit too early. Axe is coming in. There's actually a lot of lockdown. Can he get a bash? Oh, they get the call up of Bruno. She's popped that ult, and now she's healing up a lot. They're not getting enough spins. She's just gonna kill off Bill. If they don't get more bashes, they need more bashes, and now they can't see her. The Mystic, the Arcane Bolt comes out. That was actually really weird. I'm not quite sure who it hit there. Oh, it was Map Hacks. So now Eagle's just gonna charge away, and Shadow Fiend also really low. So what I mean by it was map hacks is to avoid map hacking, they don't actually show you the lost, they only show you the lost position you saw them in, which is why it looked like that concussive shot hit hit Eagle. I don't know
Oh,
if you
gotcha.
saw that,
Okay.
but it really
Yeah.
looked like it hit Eagle because that was the last time they saw Brood visible, and so
Yeah.
because of the way they send stuff up and down to the server to avoid map hacks, the Radiant can't actually see that, so it shows on our screen as hitting where the Radiant last saw Brood.
Huh.
Sorry, a little bit of Dota nerd.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Sorry. Yeah.
Now Brood's going to BKB too right after the AC.
Yeah,
And AC is like negates the SF.
How do you kill
At
this
least
guy?
it's good. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard.
I think they have to get lucky with Monkeys Forever overextending, and for folks, I know a lot of folks who are questioning whether Monkeys Forever knows how to play this Brood Mother. He clearly does.
Yeah,
No
This-
question.
man, Brood Mother's so annoying. I hate Brood Mother.
What do you normally do to counter her, right? It feels like GodBless did pick up a few counters. Did they just need to execute it better, go a bit more ham on the Broodmother before she was huge?
Yeah, like earlier game, I feel as soon as the Axe got his Blink Dagger around like 9-10 minutes, and even then, Broodmother was having a really good start. But I feel like they should have smoke ganked with the Axe, charged in, and killed the Brood. But then Monkeys was playing almost making it impossible for the charge to even get off on him because he was just sitting on his tower and just spitting spiralings on the wave when it would push in. And then like farming the jungle with, like he wasn't even in the jungle, so he played it really, really, really well.
And now he's just gonna, he actually pulls back his lings, doesn't want them to get axe cold, I guess. We've also got this weird business up top, which is totally being spotted out by Archon. Not sure what the Skywrath and the SF are doing, maybe trying to split push. And Broodmother in the meantime just taking their tier 3, does put out the battle hunger, but this tier 4, it's falling quickly, it's at half health, and what are they, sorry, not tier 4, Rax, what are you gonna do to save your Rax, guys? And, just the blinks out.
Are they charging after that?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go for it, and he cancels it. Just
They can't really fight him though because Ember's just gonna bots in onto the
oh, there is a blink forward, slithering crush on
Double
2, but no follow-up. Where is our follow-up? CM is going in hand. They're just wanting the Rax. Eagle half health just from that sleight of fist. Now is finally charging in. Gonna be trying to go on JO, but here comes the Broodmother turning it around. And that is a very dead Eagle. Now SF trying to do something. We actually have a freezing field hitting no one, but super deep in the base. In comes Slaughter with the slithering crush though, and the sleight of fist finishes him off. I don't want to say it's GG, but I don't think they have a way to fight against this. And even if it goes late, they've got an Axe against an Ember and Brood.
They're a little behind. A little.
And by little you mean about 20,000 net worth and 15,000 experience.
Yeah, this was a good game by Archon. They played it really, really well.
So.
It was a weird draft, but they had an idea, I guess. Because they second picked the mid Broodmother.
Certainly working out for them, and Slaughter just causing a lot of havoc even on that offlane Slaughter. So, whew, it looks like we're just going to see another tower fall here. I'm not sure, unless there's a huge overextension by Archon, what they can do. Slaughter going in, using that Slithering Crush, just full stomping out. He's so mobile. It's what you talked about before. They can't lock him down.
Yeah.
So, especially not with Sprint plus amp damage. Oh, the call, it misses on Broodmother, just out of the AoE. Slaughter now coming onto Annihilate, 3-shotting him with that amp damage, with that Deso. We're gonna have a nice wall vacuum combo, but it doesn't feel like enough. Guardian Angel coming out. Where's the magic damage from GodBless? There isn't any. Monkeys popping that BKB, just going in ham with that ultimate as well, doing so much damage. Jo getting a Searing Chance on 2, of course. Does get silenced up, but he can just auto-attack them down. Slaughter going in ham, looking for a Slithering Crush, gets it on Skywrath. Oh, he picks him off. Actually, CM does finally go down. There's a gem on the deck, and their Rax is still up in mid lane. They even have the tier 3 still, while the rest of Archon backing out, and the GG is called by Bill.
GG.
So, I think a good attempt there is, you know, we're going to a game 2. It does feel a bit like GodBless is maybe outmanned here, out-skilled, but I think as the play-in team, certainly a valiant effort and a good job from them.
I wonder if they're gonna ban Moose Slardar, because he picks that about every chance they can get.
I think banning the Brood
Brood
maybe better.
Yeah, Brood's probably better.
Yeah. So
Brood just feels a lot easier to counter, but I guess they picked an Axe, so they tried to counter Brood, but
yeah. Either way, once again, I'm Llama Down Under. I've been joined by wonderful KVO. You can see our names up there. You can give us feedback on the cast, how to get better, all of that good stuff on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. We're there under those names, so Llama Down Under and KVO Dota on Twitter. Good place to reach us. We'll be headed into a game 2, hopefully a bit more even, but if it's not, it'll just be 2 sets. So we'll see you shortly, folks.